Tales from the Spirit, Chapter 1. Feel and Reason in an Empty World. I have long since given up on change. I will not be swept away by the masses, the media, my family, or even myself. I will stay still like a rocky mountain, only stronger and more daring. Time itself will adapt to me, for I have willed against the norm with enormous conviction. My rebellious desire, a wish that could only live in the endless realm of the imaginary. Both arms and legs are united to the floor with invisible concrete, mind blank as paper in a noiseless, dimly lit room, eyes shut. They are unneeded, and so are all other senses, except for one. The lights of my being dissipated one by one. First the sight, so easily tricked into cheap illusions, yet the only one able to appreciate a sincere smile. Then the smell, which was rapidly followed by taste, for almost all its capabilities were dependent on the sense of smell. These two served me to indulge in the sweetest of poisons, as well as bring back images when I held old clothing against my face. Next came hearing. The only sound that faded out was that of a bird chirping outside, a melody I could only play back from now on. The voices I had come to love would never be heard again by my ears, but in return I gained access to a silent solitude. This realization kept me occupied. For the very first time, my thoughts had essentially no distractions, or so I thought, until a slight breeze reminded me of my material state. The next sense was touch. It departed without giving me time to say farewell. My legs were no longer tied to the floor. I was free. With no compass or perspective, I was left floating about. The remaining sense kept me tied to this world. Everything else had left. Without a sense of direction, I could only ponder in perpetual darkness. And so I asked myself, if I am here, still alive, what am I to do? What is left for me, immutable, strong, eternal me? Confidence did not last, and questions quickly grew in abundance. The false sense of peace and liberty was short-lived, for I began to comprehend ideas I could not fathom before. As I hovered in that room, or maybe somewhere else, not distinguishing left from right, and warm from cold, a thought occurred to me, that maybe, just maybe, I willed what was never meant for me. Thank you for listening to the first chapter of Tales from the Spirit. This is a series that I began a few years back, and I did it because basically I never thought of myself as a good storyteller, but I think that's mainly because I always focused on poems and not stories. So I wanted to challenge myself and begin writing very short stories. And by short, I mean just one page. These are extremely short, but I use them as practice and also to have fun, right? Because it is quite lovely to me, and I've decided to make a little series about them. Maybe like once a week I could try my best to narrate the stories. Yeah, thank you very much for listening, and I will see you later then. Take care. Bye bye.